Video 1 out of all the fucking videos I'm about to make this summer. I just want to real quick apologize for this camera. It's kind of an old camera. I'm working on getting a new one, but I am like broke as hell right now. Yeah, all the budget of this series is going into that fucking intro, bro. So today we're gonna be playing a game called the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I don't know what the Ultra Deluxe includes, but it was newer, so I got the Ultra Deluxe. Heard it's supposed to be kind of like a mindfuck game. I have no idea though. Without further ado, let's just begin the game, I guess.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Yo, what up, Stanley?
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Easy
Orders
enough.
came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
I mean, you get
This
paid
is
for
what
it.
employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley
Kind of a lifeless guy.
was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
What
Something
happened?
he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say,
The whole place is
"Hi."
empty?
Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation.
Dude,
Something was
that is
very
low-key something
clearly
I'd be
wrong.
scared of.
Shocked,
Like,
frozen solid,
being alone in
Stanley
a world
found
like no
himself
one is,
unable
bro.
to
That
move
sounds
for the
horrifying.
longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh. Okay, I'm here now. What, like, is an automatic red flag to me is the fact that he has no family photos. He has no photos of his fucking, like, sister, mother, dog, like, anything. He's got a coffee cup. I hate Mondays. Are you supposed to have this many, like, file cabinets in, like, one office? What the fuck? More file cabinets, good lord. Okay, let's just go ahead and walk out of my office. Okay, these doors are locked. It seems like, damn, no one has family photos in this whole office.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Where is the meeting?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I mean, it is a video game, though.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Right is always right. Fuck you, bro.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Now, no, I'm not even kidding, bro. When I get left or right, I always go right, bro. Listen. Right is always right. You never go left. You never go left. Okay, that room's a little creepy. Can I go in here? It's like there's like pipes and shit over there. Employee lounge.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Beautifully constructed. There's literally papers in the ground.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I listen to him? Or do I go over here? Ooh, I like this.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Why is he mad at me, bro? I'm just trying to look at some of the cool rooms. Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. Warning, do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. It will cause death. I don't really have $1,000 if we misuse this.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now,
I'm the
I'm
player.
not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who's her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
I like this little twinge of mystery we got here.
That's
Oh,
her,
shit.
Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith...
Pick up the phone. Pick up the phone!
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha!
You bitch!
Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you?
Why are you an asshole? Fine, I'll listen to you. But that is fucked up.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
I'm gonna listen to him for now.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
So like
the thought excited him.
A dream or whatever? Spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door.
And that's why I don't want to listen to him.
His decisions would mean
that's
something
why I didn't listen
almost
to him.
Too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
And that's what I'll do?
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed.
Wait, they did the wrong
choice?
choice?
Spends here, the more invested he gets. The
Did the
more
wrong
he
choice?
forgets which life is the real one.
Wait, can I press any button besides Y? Wait, no, I'm trying to press other buttons. That shit ain't working! Okay, so did I get the wrong ending?
And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world, he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop.
I'm trying to stop!
Watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself?
Wait,
how can I get him to
not
see
do
what
that.
I see? How can I make him look at himself?
I'm gonna refrain from pressing buttons for a second. I can't leave, I can't do anything. I pick up the phone.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please
Stanley
die.
pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Wait, did he just die?
Oh wait, I'm here again.
All of
Whoa.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Wait, we're back at the
Stanley
beginning!
decided when Stanley came to a set of
Let's go
2
left.
open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Here's the meeting room.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How does all tell us who is a coworker? Let a ball up inside you, take it out passive aggressively, and resent the coworkers. Dude, why is that actually my old job? Broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet.
Wait.
No reason to still be here.
What if I sit in the broom closet? What if I just like sit here? Because he wants me to get out.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least he was something. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here,
Dead?
when a physical melody of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby.
Do you think that I'm dead, bro?
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming.
Okay, fine, I'm out of here. All right.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Downstairs seems really intriguing, but the boss's office also feels really intriguing. And judging by what happened last time, when I disobeyed him, I'm gonna go up. Ooh, it's a nice ass room. To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be. You have to pick just one.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him.
Ooh, I want to go
and
in
so
now.
the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
Ooh. Was ist das? This is kind of like a creepy aura.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
The truth. Let's see the truth.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Or escape. We can go to the mind control facility, or we can go escape. I'm gonna go in here first. When it warps me back to the beginning of the game, I'll go to escape.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers.
One said fired. I don't know if
The
y'all
lives of
saw
so
that.
many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley,
Whoa, what is that
one of
one?
them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
What is that one? It's very interesting. I am liking this game a lot.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this
Bioshock?
the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Ooh, the portal door.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His
So
own
now what?
life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
God, there's so many choices. Like, I can dismantle the controls. I can go into facility power. I don't know, man. This is actually, like, cool as fuck. Okay, so we just turned the power off.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Has it been over this whole time? My control was off.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
Like the broom
Where
closet.
had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
Oh,
And
wow.
that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
The end. Right? Oh. Alright, so this time,
All of his co-workers were gone.
let's do the
What
exact
could it
same
mean?
thing.
Stanley
Except let's
decided
go
to
to
go
the
to
escape
meeting room.
route. I wonder what happens if we press the on button instead of the off button here.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
What, he's lying?
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification,
He could be lying about
nuclear
this though, right?
detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes.
Yes, he's
Now
choosing.
this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape
So
it
we gotta
to
get
your heart's
out.
All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing
so
buttons
scary.
endlessly and then dying alone.
What the fuck am I supposed to
Other
do?
times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though. This
where's
version
my
of events
free?
has been rather amusing. Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just
we
assume
go.
when you...
Force up here.
Look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Alright, 5 was pressed.
Stanley. But here's a spoiler for you.
Now what?
That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control
Shit.
this world,
Okay.
that's fine.
Thought that would work.
But that's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a
Hey, what
big
do I
boom
do?
meant nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable...
Bro, I can't see shit! Did I lose? Yep. Fuck! We're gonna figure that out in a different video.
He entered the door on his
But
left.
for now, I want to go down. I want to go down that one staircase.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Going down, bitch ass. What's down here?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He
Hey, it's a
considered the
car.
possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All
True.
because he believed everyone had
One,
vanished.
two, B4.
His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense.
True.
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
The
For
room's
example,
repeating.
why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it.
Either the
I'm
video game.
dreaming!
Oh, no, he's dreaming.
This is all
dreaming.
a dream. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh shit,
Then
I'm
he
flying.
imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun.
Ooh.
And Stanley
I like
marveled
this.
that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head.
Am I
One
gay?
he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
So now
So he
what?
closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Nope.
Ta! Got him! We're still here.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is
shit.
Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman
Wait,
named
new story?
Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man.
No,
who stumbled
Stanley!
through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane.
True.
I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting.
Good thing I'm not a serial killer.
And in a
I was
certain
able to
way,
make YouTube
seeing
videos.
this, then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
That was pretty good. I like that ending. That was the ending I enjoyed more than the other
Someone
ones.
was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them.
That's
it was only a
different.
matter of time.
Someone following me? There's one last thing I want to do for this video
Yet there
specifically.
was not a single person here.
I want to go
either.
to the
Feeling
escape
away the
route.
distance, Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay, let's go do the escape route this time. Escape. Let's go. Let's
Although
go.
this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Let's hope so. 'Cause I gotta pee really bad.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Just do it if you're telling me the truth. Oh shit. Wait, is it actually it? Oh no, we got more. But he didn't die.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, it reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Wait, is that it? There's nothing more to this? I just die here? Oh.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral
Who's
instant,
this?
Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What? Wait, we're alive! Okay, there is more to it. Nice.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish, when every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance? Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Oh, this is like a fourth wall area. Where the hell are we? Dude, I still have to pee so fucking bad. I don't know why I just don't do it. Wait, so this is giving me an option. There's a secret ending in the maintenance room? There's a vent? Wait, what? Okay, we gotta come back to this. I'll take a screenshot of this thing. But we gotta come back to that next time I play this game. There will definitely be an episode 2, that's for certain.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Oh, lever it goes.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Oh, we dead as hell. Okay, we're back here. I'm gonna end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed. I did want to leave it more unedited because of all the narration. Hopefully it wasn't too boring. Let me know in the comments if you do watch this video all the way through how it was. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.